See, the mains is going on. I hope you all know. The mains examination is going on. In this mains, you would have seen the essay topics. The first paper, which is a essay, would have seen. For many people, it was slightly a shock. For some people, it was an farce or an illusion. Is it not? See, this essay topic, if you've seen in the mains, previously they used to ask some topics from ethical dimension. Then they had gone to ask one full part from ethical dimension. This year, if you have seen, everything, almost all, is having an ethics-based approach or philosophical-based approach. It is having what? A philosophical-based approach. Somebody mute your some audio, something. There's some background noise I'm hearing. Okay? Philosophical-based approach. Sir, what are these topics? What is the meaning of these topics? I will do separate video tomorrow. I'm doing just tomorrow morning. I will do this video and release. What is the meaning of these topics? Most of the people are finding the meaning difficult to understand. Sir, first, if we understand the question only, we can write an answer. No. The question itself is difficult to understand. How can we write an answer, sir? That problem is there. Right, okay? So, maybe tomorrow I will release a video on this. Secondly, the paper 1 also have come, paper 2 also come, GS. Is it not? In paper 1, you would have seen most of the questions are known questions only. Sometimes the UPSC will ask some questions which we do not know. But in paper, you read all the questions. You can understand the questions. Similarly, paper 2 also. So, there is nothing that is being asked. If you are preparing, I mean, if you are an aspirant, I am telling there are some people who are new. Sir, first they are entering into the session or first month of their preparation. They may find some topics to be new. But otherwise, I think they're all known to us. Sir, if it is known to us, why is the main so difficult? For example, in the question, if you see, just I was seeing the history questions. Just in paper 1, I was just seeing the history questions. Okay. Evaluate the nature of the Bhakti literature. Trace the rise and growth of social reform movements. Assess the main administrative issues, socio-cultural problems in the integration of the princely states. Causes for the landslides in Himalayan region. Okay. Country being a Gondwana, why industry is not contributing much, that they have asked. Environmental implications. Global occurrence of volcanic eruptions. Why is India a subcontinent? Okay. Uniqueness of the knowledge system. Then role of moderates. Programs of Mahatma Gandhi during NCM. Okay. Democratic systems between the two world war they have asked. So if you see everything if you see, all these areas are known to us. At least that's what I am thinking. All these areas are known to us. Sir, then what is the problem, sir? Why is main so tough? Presuming that you have clearing the preliminary. Our discussion today is going to be about mainly mains aspect, because this mentorship is mainly for answer writing. We will have a separate mentorship for the preliminary later. After this is over, maybe in the month of February, we will continue with this preliminary mentorship. Maybe later in a different dimension, different way we'll do that. But this is mainly for the mains. So my question is, if all these areas which is already known to you, why then mains is tough? Scoring mains is tough. There are two reasons why it is tough. Reason number 1 is that your knowledge or your requirement in that part is insufficient. Your requirement in that part is insufficient. Simple. Contribution of the Bhakti movement, say for example, a question is there, you will know 1 or 2 points. But actually, there are only 1 or 2 points only. If you see, sir, what did it contribute? Contribute to the goodness of the society. Only 1 point only. I'm not even telling 2 points. So contributed to the welfare of men, 1 point. Contributed to the welfare of women, 2 points. Finished. So contributed to goodness of the society, 1 point only. Good, half point only. That is also there. But how are we going to write this answer if it is GS for 1.5 to 2 page, if it is optional for 3 page? Sir, we have to try to extract more and more content. More and more content. You have to collect inputs. You have to collect data for a specific topic. So as a key exercise, what you have to do, what you should have done, previous year questions, 5 years questions you take. GS or optional students are also present here. History optional students are also present. Just previous year questions if you take, you will be surprised to know. You will be surprised to know. There are the key areas which keep on repeating again and again and again. And if you are a history optional students, in the history optionals also, so many of these key points keep repeating again and again and again. For example, that day, 2 days back, I was having an open session for the orientation of the history optionals. There I read a list. I opened a list and I read what are the questions from the areas which they have been asked in the past 6 years. Simply I read Indus Valley Civilization 2019, 2020, 2018, 2016, 17, 2016, 2015. Every year, one question. Mauryas 2020, like this. Then 1 year there is a gap. That list, if you want, we can share. So first point is you have to know adequate content from those areas where questions are asked again and again and again. I do not know whether 1 or 2 students who ask these unique questions are present in this session to me. Somebody will call and ask me, sir, you know that one part in the history optionals where it is said that Northeastern Kingdom they have written. That part, sir, why it is not in your material? Why are we not having a separate session on this? I am telling, I will not teach, I will not give material. For simple reason, here we are all present to get maximum mark and to clear the examination. Here we are not present to do any research or get a doctorate degree. You understand this? What are the areas where maximum questions are coming? That first you know. Then we will go to Northeastern state, then we'll go to Bengal, then we go to Bhutan history, we will study. If time permits, we go to Vietnam. Then from there, we will enter into Japan. Everything we will do. First, where maximum questions are coming, that you do an analysis. That is what is called cracking the mess. We are all in some mess. They say the UPSC mains is a mess. You have to read 1,000 topics. They say some institutes are telling you have to read 2,000 topics. History itself, they are telling 1,000 topics. I am surprised. I don't know so many topics. I am reading history for 18 years. I have not seen these 18,000 topics or something. I have to just see what are these 1,000 topics, by the way. There are no so many topics. So I am telling that there are very few topics. History, if you take ancient, medieval, modern world, less than 100 topics will be there. Less than 100, I am telling. Sir, in general studies, if you take for paper 1, it will be less than 50 to 60 topics. Areas, I am telling. Areas. For those areas, a normal answer required content should be ready with you on all times. Even if you are sleeping, if I wake you up, you should tell me some points about women. Women means women's empowerment. What are the problems? How you solve? Because this year also in the SC, I think There is a question which is asked. I think we have this question. Hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. Hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. Which is that hand? Maybe our interpretation may be different. In my neighboring house, actually the men is actually rocking the cradle. So the question is not addressed to the men. This is a generic question. Is it not women they are telling? So you should know this is a topic which has been asked at least so many times, in the 20 times in the UPSC in the past. Essay. Women empowerment, if women rule the world, women is not complete without the better off. Something like this, they ask so many questions. So these topics and all, you should readily have the answer. You should readily have this answer. Are we understanding this? How? About the women, what are the challenges? What are the prospects? What are the challenges? Different headings you should have. Most of the students will have the answers in the form of political, social, economic, religious. If you want, you can have like this, which is a conventional method, or you can have in different way. Women, another innovation, women as a child, as an adolescent stage, what are the problems he is facing? Then during the time of premarital stage, then marriage, then post. How different stages you can see. Or you can approach, sir, women in India, women in the world. Sir, another approach, sir, women in ancient India, medieval India, modern India, time period wise you can have. Sir, whatever it is there, problems of the women, there are some, we have to have a list. Solutions to the problem, again, there are many dimensions. Sir, how the solutions to the problem? Again, the static answer is available. Okay? Political measures, social measures, economical measures, educational measures. Sir, the political measures, what are the things? Sir, whether it is a legislation which is required, or reservation for women, which would somehow empower them. Then if it is so, why it has not empowered them so much still? Then I go to the next dimension, where I say, no, sir, outside steps for the empowerment of women, inside step for the empowerment of women. Outside, all the things which are helping women to be empowered from external. Inside, women herself is doing something to uplift herself from internal. Both are required. From the internal method, if the woman is unwilling, if the woman is accepting the slavery, as Rousseau says, man is born free, yet he is in chains everywhere. Rousseau said, man is born free, yet he is in chains everywhere. And some people consider the chains to be ornaments. That is the problem. Women accept the slavery and bondage as a norm. Women accept the slavery and bondage as something to be cherished, something to be protective. So the solution also internal. That dimension also we can go. So like this, for the women, you should have a static outline content. I'm speaking about problem number 1 still in the mains. Then, sir, additional to that, latest points also has to be present, not only with the women, with all the topics in the GS or optional. Latest point. What is the latest point, sir? Governmental initiatives for the safety and the protection of women. Is it not? Lot of apps are available. If the women give a distress message, immediately the police run to the rescue. Lines. Is it not? Telephone dedicated lines for the safety and security of the women. So all these latest measures also should be a part of your essay. Conventional is one part only. All other latest measures. Sir, some other innovative measures may be adopted in some other country. How technology is coming to empower women? Because technology is very important. They keep asking every time. I'm just seeing. There's another topic we asked about technology, I think. The process of self-discovery has now been technologically outsourced. Essay question. You see, the process of self-discovery has now been technologically outsourced. Even to self-discover, technology is coming and helping. Are you understanding? So for the empowerment, how technology would come and help. How technology would come and help you. So all those things you should have a bunch of in a bunch of paper. Women topic means 5 pages you should have as a separate hint. Separate hint, maybe 5-6 pages you can have separately. Like this, for the repeatedly asked topics, you should have a material. That material will help you to get one service. Sir, top, can we become all India topper? No. For that, some other thing is required. Sir, this is the smart approach to clear the UPSC examination. Sir, what is not a smart approach? Is preparing all the topics given in the optional paper, for example. All the topics. No, read all the topics and prepare for those topics where more and more questions are asked. Manage those unknown topics from the known topics. You cannot be preparing a material totally for all the topics. From the unknown topics, from the known topics, try to manage the unknown topics. So you have to know the known topics perfectly well. Perfect, you have to know. This is the part 1. Why mains is difficult? I am telling this, not many people are doing. Not many people are doing. And this is reason number 1. To do this, there are some way how one can do it. Number 1, again, self-discovery. He can sit, do the self-study, read, see the classes in the internet, find what class is good, then learn himself. Number 2, join some institute where they are doing something reasonably well. Understand? Individual has to decide what they have to do. That is their problem. Sir, second problem associated with the mains is writing. Sir, first I am okay. For women, I have 5 pages I have prepared, sir. I have highlighted those topics which are important, sir. Then the second is, can you write it? Most of the people who are not written mains, I am cautioning you. In fact, I am cautioning you. Please understand this very clearly. If you are not written the mains, most of the people who are not written the mains, they are thinking that, sir, if I know, I will write. Only mains entry ticket mattum enak kudunga sir, na clear pandranga. Just allow me to write the mains, sir. I will top the UPSC, sir. So the problem is preliminary for me, sir. It's not the mains abinga. Rendu per sendu. If you allow me to clear this preliminary, mains is a cakewalk for me. Who are those people who are not cleared the preliminary and not written the mains? Then when he prepares for the mains, writes for the mains, he thinks, oh my God, this is a greater headache than what we thought. Because learning is one thing. And sir, reproduction is the other very important thing. If you don't reproduce in the paper what you know, then your knowledge has got no relevance for UPSC. In life, it will be relevant. In life, it will be relevant. For UPSC, it will not be relevant. Why? You are your paper. Your paper represents you in the mains. Your paper represents you in the mains. If you are not going to write properly in an organized form based on the requirement of the question to the relevant of the question in the given time period, in some innovation which differentiates your paper with the rest of the paper, you might not get sufficient mark to clear this examination. Sir, now, if that is so important, writing is so important, then what should we have to do, sir? How do we develop that? We are not going to develop our writing skill by reading how to develop the writing skill. Most of the people are thinking, sir, how to learn swimming? They say, please read this book about swimming. This book has got all the components required for the swimming. I had bought this book actually. It is given, sir, first you have to do some rotation, a hand rotation. Then you have to warm up your body. Then you have to get this proper protective gear. Then you have to have a guide who is just watching there. Then you have to think that if you go in the water, it gives all the buoyancy principle, how you go, then how you come out, then how you breathe in, how you breathe out, how you have to swing your hands. Sir, this and all is one technique, sir. This is what the so-called intelligent stupids do. Let us not bother about them. Easiest way, you are there, you take them, push him in the well, finished. He will learn. It's not going to go in. That much will be saved. Most of the people, I think 99% of the people who learned swimming had learned in the method which I told you. Very less people in maybe in cities like Chennai where have there no resource in the name of the swimming teaching classes. Swimming teach pandrathu, eating teaching classes, breathing teaching classes, walking teaching classes. They're all a modern, what to say, a norm in most of the cities. Some cities in the world, they are having this certain bars, parlors. They tell you how to breathe. Is it not? You'll be surprised. So swimming, if you have to learn, you have to jump in the water. So writing, if you have to learn, you have to write in the paper. Not learn how to write. People call me and tell, sir, please tell me how to write the answer. People call me and they say, sir, answer writing means if you tell, sir, how to write the answer, I will write. I will tell, take a paper, write the question, write the answer. No, sir, that only we are asking, how to write an answer. I am telling, that only I am telling, write an answer. Understand this problem? And some students are thinking, sir, without knowing how to write, I am asking, without writing, how will you know? And the students, you see, they are seemingly very trying to be intelligent or something. They say, sir, we don't want to waste time, sir, by writing a wrong answer. I am telling, unless you write, make mistakes, you are not going to perfect your answer writing. You are not going to perfect your answer writing. So the skill, the second most important skill to score in the mains, first I already told you, the second is writing, perfecting the manner in which you reproduce your content and the knowledge. Writing and perfecting how you reproduce your answer. Sir, that would happen when you practice everything daily. That is why we had started this group, this mentorship group. There are two mentorship groups which I am posting content every day. One group which I am holding for more than 2.5, 3 years, around 3 years, is the Bodhisattva, which already activity had started 2 months back for this 2022. From 2018, I am conducting this Bodhisattva. And the other group which I have just started, this group also I did some activity before, but I have started, is that Sadik's History Optionals. That is an optional answer writing group. Already there is a Telegram link which is available for this group, which I think some people already know it. Sir, what are we going to do in these respective groups? A person can be a part of both or can be part of anything. A GS student also can be a part of the history optional groups, because ultimately what it matters is writing an answer. Because in the mains, if you want to write an answer, you just see how other people are writing. And you'll be surprised to know there is another example I tell you, which of course has become a problem to me over a period of time. We had one topper who is Mr. M. Sivaguru Prabhakaran, IAS. Presently, he is holding an important role in the Chennai Corporation. Important position. He is in Chennai only. In one of his interviews to the students, he had communicated that I used to attend Sadik sir's GS history class, but because he got high marks, you must know. In GS papers, he got high marks. Secondly, he said he used to attend Sadiq sir's history or GS class. And also his optional discussion, test discussion also I will attend, he said. Optional test discussion. But his optional is not history. He has got engineering as an optional, but he has mentioned that he had attended my history optional discussions as well to understand about what history I speak. And is it a fact? Whatever he said, yeah, that is a fact. Because he came and asked me permission to attend this optional test discussions. I told you, your optional is not at all connected to even art subject. If it is somewhere connected to the art subject also, it will be helpful somewhere. Your optional is engineering. I am just doing this history optional. No, sir, this will help me to understand general studies in a better way. So, shall I sit in your class? What does it matter, sir? Please, I'll sit in one corner only and I'll go. I said, no problem. If this you want to sit, you sit it. You sit in the class. Then his marks increased. How you utilize the class is what is the reason for his marks. Not that he came and sat in the class. No, because of that his mark increased. No. Don't you ever be under the false illusion that if you attend my class, your marks will increase. No. How you utilize the session, that will help you actually. What work you do, that will help you. This he gave in one interview. And immediately many students came to me and said, sir, we want to sit in the discussion, sir, history optional. I said, which optionals are you? They said, sir, we are from this option, that option, but we want to sit in the discussions. Sir, how suddenly you had this idea? No, sir, we listened to that lecture, the talk he had given. So we also should follow his footsteps. I said, you follow anybody's footsteps, that's not an issue, but think whether you can convert the information. One fact is for sure that if you have history understanding properly, historical background properly, your GS would be having, you will be having a strong hold in the GS. That is an undeniable fact. If your history background is strong, your essay would have some basis. And it will also be helpful for your interview. Sir, that is a fact. But the point is, it is not necessary that you have to attend all my history classes or sit in the discussion, whatever it is. But in this mentoring session, which is Sadik's history optionals, the questions which I am posting now will be of the level 1 questions. There are 3 levels of mains questions which I normally do in the test. Also for the GS, students here present for GS who are joined also, they know 3 levels of questions we have, graded 3 levels. The first level of questions is a fundamental level. What is what question? It is for preliminary, I have divided the questions into 5 levels. 5 graded. The test is already being held. I think we are in the currently we are in the level 2 of the preliminary test for the 2022 online test. Level 1 is just been over. Level 2 we are here. In the mains there are 3 levels. Sir, the level 1 is what, sir? What is what means simply what are sources in the history. Sir, what do you understand by moderates in the Indian national movement? This also this year question asked about the moderates question is being asked this year in the paper 1 mains. Simply the question is to be what and what, and my purpose of the level 1 is to encourage you to write an answer. There are 2 types of ways in which institutes behave. Most of the institutes, competitive institutes, behave in one direction. They set the question to prove their intelligence to the students. Sir, we have set a tough question. Some students also like that. If the institute is setting this tough question, what intelligence level the institute would be, they will appreciate. I am not of that category. I am not also going to put my mind and energy into those exercises. The second type of institute is what is the reality, from the reality where we have to go, how we have to go. The reality is where you are today. Sir, the dream, the aim is where you have to clear this examination. How do we bridge these two? You are today where in some place, this is the reality. You want to go somewhere, that is clearing the examination level. That is what we aim at. How do we bridge the gap? This is what we are doing. This is all my institute exercise. Individual, institute, mentorship, test batch, answer, classes, everything is aimed at bridging this gap. We are not here to prove our intelligence by putting some tough questions, giving some data to frighten you, releasing some current affairs compilation to quit the field and run away somewhere. That and all is not our intention. You understand? Level 1 would be to encourage you to write. Questions are going to be simple questions. And sometimes I will put level 2 questions also. Level 2 questions is what? Some understanding based questions. For water sources is level 1. Sir, how do you use these sources to decipher the Indus Valley civilization's life? Using the source, how do you decipher, reconstruct the Indus Valley site, Indus Valley society? Is it not? That may be considered to be the level 2. That type of questions also I conduct in this group, give it in this group. That also in the Bodhisattva also I'm going level 1, level 2, I'm shifting here and there. Sir, there is a third type of question which is going to the level of UPSC, where in which I compare the content from one area, another area, then I confuse, then I ask you to synthesize your ideas and write an answer. The UPSC now requires a mind which can collect data from everywhere, synthesize in the mind, then give an output in the answer. Gone are those days when the level 1 questions, what I am telling, were asked. UPSC also asked this level 1 type of questions before for information. They already asked this. Nowadays, they are asking you process all the things which you gather, then you write. They are taking geography, ice melt, polar melt. Then they are comparing society, social implications of the global ice melt. Environment points are also included in that. So they are asking geography, society, social implications, then environment also is a part included in the answers. So the level 3, for example, would be, sir, how do you reconstruct? I told you in the level 2. Sir, in the level 3, it is going to be compare using the sources whether the Mauryan period or the Gupta period had a highly developed economy. So what I am telling now, I am telling the sources, compare, then you write. Then you write. Or compare the Ikta system and the Mansabdari system and give your answer, which is a better system or something. Or among the movements of Gandhi, whether it is a civil disturbance movement or a Quit India movement or non-cooperation movement, which do you think had a greater outreach and impact? Which do you think had a greater outreach or an impact? So like this, the level 3 levels, I am not going to put the third level in this mentorship. My purpose in this mentorship group is to encourage you to write answers, not to frighten you. In the test batch, maybe we'll give all this level 3 and all, we'll put that in later. But in these mentorship groups, my purpose is to encourage you to write the answers. So every day morning, I will be posting an area in which I will be posting the question. Sources I will post the topics. These topics you read. Sometimes in some groups I mention in these books you read these topics. There are 2 types of ways again. General studies, optionals. Sir, in the general studies group, I mentioned the book I tell them from this book only I'm going to ask. Why do I mention in the general studies? Because the sources are so much. A student may be lost in the sources. So in the initial stage itself, I told the students that these are the books which are must read. From these books only I will give assignments. I had already published the list of the books with the wrappers, everything I already published in the book, in the group which is called Bodhisattva 2022. And from those books, I will give the pages. In these pages, sometimes two topics I will compare. One topic I will compare, I will put this. On the evening, 5 o'clock, I will post a question. You are supposed to write an answer. Sir, in the history optional group, I am not giving you the source, but I am just giving you the topic. Why? Why don't you tell, sir, from this 11th standard NCERT unit number 1, like in the general studies, how do you put, why don't you put in the history optionals? Because in the history optionals, there are so many sources and many students follow one type of sources. The South Indian students who are preparing for the history optionals, they rely on some sources. This is how optionals has been. As at least for the history, the people from Allahabad, they use one type of sources, Allahabad University sources, something they use. Sir, the people in Delhi, they use some material. So I don't want to tell them this source is good, that source is bad. That and all is not our intention as far as the history optional is concerned. As far as the history option is concerned, my topic is, say, for example, decline of the Indus Valley civilization is the topic I'll give. You read from whichever sources you want to read, you read. Whatever books you have, you be comfortable. Then I'll post a question in the evening. You write the question. So this exercise, every day it has to be done. The exercise has to be done every day. I used to always tell, step by step, if you go, one step after another step, if you go, definitely we will reach our goal or aim. You should keep walking towards your goal, at least one step a day. Sir, statically in one place, if you stagnate, that is always a risk and danger. Never do that. Step one by step, you will go forward. One by step, you will go forward. So, whether I am having two groups, one for Bodhisattva, another for the history optionals, I am the person who is going to post the content in both the groups. Then we will have sessions also. Sometimes people who participate in the session, you can ask any doubts also in the personal sessions which I am coming, you can ask any doubts. You understand this? If it is highly related to history, then I will tell you that I will discuss somewhere. But otherwise, GS is same. Sir, GS history, how? If you are a GS student, if you take history optional and write 220 marks, you will get. Without any efforts, of course. Right? History optional student, another 80 marks, he has to score more, 80 plus. That is the only difference. So, fundamentally same. So, you can ask any doubts. You understand this? So that is the purpose of our groups here. That's why we keep our groups. So I suggest that every day you write. Don't bother whether others are writing or not. Don't go into this mind of what others do. Others are not going to clear, but you should clear. Please understand this. Out of 100 people whom you are seeing in one day, 99 people will not clear. Please take this statement from me. You cross check it. After 1 year or 2 years, from today morning you take. From morning till you sleep in the night, see who are the aspirants you meet. Out of an average 100 students, average. Today if you have met 100 students, please remember only one will clear. That itself I am telling in high success rate. That means don't ever bother about what the 99 people are doing. The 99 people are just deviating, they are doing something, that's it. But the success ratio is very less. Don't be influenced by the group in a bad way. Don't be influenced by the group in a bad way. You constantly understand what is required, then you constantly post. I'll post the content, you post. So our level 1 is that you get, what is the 2 things I told in the mains? Number 1, content accumulation. Number 2, presentation of the content. Sir, content accumulation is what we are doing now. Plus, presentation, level 1 presentation we are doing now. Are we understanding? These two things we will perfect in the next 2 months. So till February, we will continue our posting of the areas, questions. We will do this. After February, maybe March, we will start our preliminary areas. That we will do, how we can do that, we will think. Okay, that is one thing. There is another concern, which is, sir, how do you evaluate our answers? See, I will see your answers. If there are some good answers, I will mark it that these answers are good. But I may not be in a position to give you A to Z feedback of the answers, because it is difficult for me to evaluate all the answers. If some people, they have decided, sir, I want all the answers, what am I writing? I want the whole syllabus I will write. I want to send you. Can you evaluate and give? Already we are having a separate group for this. I don't know whether you know it or not. 1 year test batch separate one group is going on. You are writing 1 questions in a day. The test batch is writing 20 questions. Not in a day, in a week, they are covering so many questions. So many areas we put the question, different areas we put the question. That and all is different intensity level. Intensity, that is a different intensity. Some groups have different intensities. That group, already they have completed. Now they want to brush up their, already they have completed the options. They want to brush up. They want to go faster. Right? That group is separately we are having. So that group, if you want to join, test batch and other things, you can inquire later. That is not our concern now. Right? But here in this mentorship group, if you people are writing some good answers are there, I will try to include some people who have already cleared some mains, who are in service also in this group. I will try to. And for information, there are 1 or 2 people who are already present, who got service also in this group. They are not giving any comments because they are already busy, but they are seeing your answers also. Okay, they call and somebody say that, sir, this person is writing good answers like that. They used to give me the feedback to me. They used to give the feedback to me. Right? I'm also seeing your answers. So most of the time you will be noting that other than the class, I'll spend at least half an hour to 1 hour every day in this online, in the groups, just seeing the answers, what you do. Okay. If one person is constantly writing well, I will call him to the office and I will just evaluate his answers. Number 2, if you are present in Chennai, and if there is a possibility that you could meet me, you always are welcome. You can come, but at least once in 10 days you come. 10 days once you bring when you come, but there is one condition to meet me. You should be proper in the group. If you are proper in the group, if you are very seriously committed, then you bring 3 answers which you think is the best. Bring it to me. I'll give the feedback to you. That's not an issue for me. I can give. That's not a problem. Okay. Don't come every day. It's difficult for me to manage the time. You write the answers. Maybe once in 10 days you come. Right? And if you're coming, you have decided to meet me often, make sure that you meet at least 2 times in a month. Some people come every day, then they vanish for 2 months, then they again come every day, because this is like this, the headaches, no? Some migraine people get, suddenly they get headache continuously 7 days a week, then for 2 months they're okay. No, that's not how this preparation is going to help. If you decided to meet me on a frequent basis, regular frequency, you have to meet me. 10 days once, 15 days once, constantly this 15 days once has to repeat. As you all know, my office is open for all the students. Anytime you can come, you can meet me. Right, it is there in Anna Nagar only. So if you are in Chennai, you can do. Sir, if outside Chennai, what should I do, sir? For example, somewhere in Tamil Nadu, Vellore, sir, I am somewhere in Trichy. Sometime you have to come to Chennai, no? For some reason. Is it not? Then you just call me or send me a message to me. Sir, this day I am coming for this work. 2-3 hours, I'll be free. Can I meet you? We will arrange a time. It's not an issue. I'm not such a super busy man. Okay, I could manage some time. Okay, so we could manage always some time. We can get this work done also. It is not an issue. Are we understanding this? So this is what we will do. This will help you. I am present here. I am always available. Okay, so if you are in Chennai, you can meet. Sir, what about I am outside Tamil Nadu? So what is the way, sir? Then the point is, in another group you join, you write, you mail the answers. That and all we are doing in the test batch, but that requires an intense activity. Okay, you have to write, you have to take means print out that and all is already we are doing it in some other group. Okay, for that exercise separately we'll have to do that. Okay, that is separate. For this bodhisattva, anytime you can walk in, right? If you have any issues, you can walk in. Then we will see what we can do.